Hello and welcome everybody to my Cooper DeJean prospect breakdown. Cooper DeJean, the 6', 203-pound corner from Iowa, is my third favorite cornerback in the 2024 NFL Draft. But as always, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, follow my TikTok and my Twitter, and make sure you guys tune in to my NFL Draft stream on April 25th, day 1 of the NFL Draft. But Cooper DeJean was a 4-star recruit out of high school and committed to Iowa in 2021. In 2022, DeJean had his breakout year. In 13 games, he was the 8th highest graded cornerback according to PFF with 5 interceptions and a passer rating allowed of 49.7. He also had 3 pick sixes in 2022 along with 75 total tackles. In 2023, he had another great year, allowing 0 touchdowns and a passer rating of 37.8 in coverage. He also had 2 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, and even had a punt return touchdown. However, he only played 10 games in 2023 after breaking his leg in November. But even though he missed the end of the season, he was still voted as a 2023 unanimous All-American, won the 2023 Tatum Woodson Defensive Back of the Year Award, and the 2023 Roger Dwight Return Specialist of the Year Award. DeJean has great and underrated athleticism. He has great speed for a cornerback along with great instincts and reaction time to the ball. He also has elite ball production, ball skills, and hands. He had 7 interceptions in the last 2 years. His size for a cornerback at over 200 pounds and his stocky build is great for using his physicality to his advantage. In coverage, he has zone and man flexibility, but playing zone primarily at Iowa, and one of his strengths in coverage is his short area movement. Even though he played primarily at the boundary at Iowa, he does have versatility from the boundary to the slot and even can play safety. DeJean is also a plus in the run game and is a solid tackler. He only had a missed tackle rate of 3.9% in 2022. And he can also bring special team value as a great punt returner with elusiveness, change of direction ability, and speed. DeJean's biggest weakness as a corner for me are his stiff hips and lack of hip fluidity. I'll show this more in the film portion, but it took him a good amount of time and steps to flip his hips 180 degrees. He also can be very grabby at the catch point and was called on pass interferences on multiple occasions. He also has an average wingspan in length with a wingspan under 75 inches, and this does limit his tackling range a bit. And finally, I thought that Cooper DeJean was going to be better in press coverage due to his physicality and size, but he is still raw in the press aspect. But with all that said, let's get into the film. Alright, so the first game I want to go over for Cooper DeJean is going to be against Ohio State in 2022. This is the first play I want to look at. So first, the Iowa defense is going to be playing in a cover 6 with Cooper DeJean at the bottom of your screen. He's going to be playing the left half of the field, and these two, the cornerback and the safety, the free safety, are going to be playing 2 quarter zones. And then Julian Fleming on the bottom of your screen here as well. He's going to be running a start and stop and then into a post route. So what we're going to see on this play is a few things. First, what we want to see is Fleming break out of his route. Cooper DeJean has eyes on him, but once Fleming hits or starts accelerating here, these defenders are not going to get this side of the field. Cooper DeJean is a bit late to react, but does get there in time so that Fleming, doesn't score a touchdown here. He is very open here. This could have easily been a touchdown. CJ Stroud puts it a bit behind him, but Cooper DeJean, good ability to get there, but he could have reacted a bit sooner to stop that area of the field. Here's a good rep from Cooper DeJean right here on the top of your screen in the end zone. So he's going to be in one-on-one man coverage against a fade route, plays physical, gets his hands in there, and is able to break up the ball quickly. All right, so this play, I think, describes one of Cooper DeJean's bigger weaknesses. He's at the top of the screen here. You'll see him coming a bit later, playing a bit of press bail technique. So first, Emeka Egbuka is going to be running a comeback route. Here is where he stops. Cooper DeJean right here. What I want to show is how many steps Cooper DeJean is taking to slow down and actually twist his hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now he turned. So did lose a few steps here. If he could have changed the direction faster, he would have gotten to Egbuka a bit quicker, but does tackle him here. But I think that is a good play that describes, look at how long it takes him to flip his hips on this play. I also think Cooper DeJean has some nice benefit in the run game, and especially if you want to add him as a blitzer, he's got some nice get off of the line of scrimmage up here. Look at here. Cooper DeJean all the way on this side of the screen. Look at him just explode to the running back and help stop him for a loss. Again, at the top of your screen, this is a matchup that I really looked for in this film, which was any Marvin Harrison versus Cooper DeJean. This was a very important one because it was within the 10-yard line. And let's look at this play. So Marvin Harrison's going to be running a whip route here. And look at how Marvin Harrison's obviously a beast, but look at how he's getting Cooper DeJean on absolute skates here. If only CJ Stroud didn't put it over ahead, he probably would have scored a touchdown. And then for the last play that I want to go over for the film breakdown against Ohio State, this is going to be the touchdown that Cooper DeJean allows. So again, post route, or you could say this is a crosser route, but I would call it a crosser route. He more fluids into the route, but basically Cooper DeJean is a little late on here. The ball is just, dropped in a dime. Cooper DeJean is not able to catch it at all, and the play ends in a touchdown. All right, so now we're moving on to 2023, and we're going to start off with the Michigan State game. So on the bottom of your screen, Cooper DeJean here is playing zone coverage, and this wide receiver is going to be running just a very quick curl route. So Cooper DeJean does let up a few yards, but pushes them out of bounds. And then here is the interception for the Michigan State game. Cooper DeJean and this is Iowa. They're going to be playing cover 3. So let's look at this play. Cooper DeJean is going to be lined up one-on-one against this. I don't know if it's an outside receiver or a tight end because Michigan State ran really weird sets. But whatever, the wide receiver is going to be running basically a stutter go route. Terrible route by him. The quarterback throws a terrible ball, and Cooper DeJean is just primed. He knows what he's going to do. Plays behind the receiver because he sees it's overthrown. And then the toe tap and the control on this play, the tracking as well, that's a very difficult catch to come down with to make an interception. And the toe tap, phenomenal interception for Cooper DeJean here. And here's the other angle, just so you can see, gets 1 foot in, but that's a difficult catch to make. All right, so here we're going to see some of that clamp ability that Cooper DeJean has. So the receiver is going to employ first an inside release and then come outside for an out route. Cooper DeJean sees the route break, turns his hips, and then gets to the point of attack, knocks the ball out loose. Let's go see the other angle. Again, on this angle, we're going to see the smoothness of his change of direction and then forcing the ball out. Good play by Cooper DeJean. All right, so this play ends up in an interception on this side of the field on the bottom of your screen, but look at the top of your screen with Cooper DeJean absolutely overshadowing this tight end on an in-breaking route, and the quarterback with an absolutely terrible throw throws an interception. All right, this is the last coverage snap that I want to show from the Michigan State game. Obviously, I want to show the punt return touchdown, but look at Cooper DeJean in the slot here against this slot wide receiver that's going to be running an out route. So let's get this off the screen. Look at here. Cooper DeJean sees the route breaking, bumps him off of his route, makes contact right here. And then the quarterback has to throw it outside and has to throw it up because Cooper DeJean is within the catch radius. So the throw is offline. Good play by Cooper DeJean. And then let's just politely view this Cooper DeJean masterclass. Look at the change of direction. Look at the speed, running away from defenders, and then scores. Honestly, the deciding play. This won Iowa the game versus Michigan State. All right, I want to really quickly go over the Northwestern game. So first, Cooper DeJean is going to be one-on-one man coverage on a go route here. And look at Cooper DeJean running stride for stride with the receiver, Cooper DeJean gets his hands within the receiver's catch point and then knocks it out. All right, so this is the last play that I want to show for the film breakdown. Cooper DeJean is playing in the quote-unquote safety spot, but he's really listed as a cornerback because he's the most outside corner here. And this receiver is going to be running a slant route, but Cooper DeJean is going to knock him off of his route, force him down, and then the play ends up in an incompletion. A close NFL comparison for Cooper DeJean is going to be Eric Weddle. Of course, shout out to NFL Network analyst Daniel Jeremiah for making this connection, but I do agree with his comparison because both have great ball skills, production, and athleticism. Both are also very instinctual players who are good tacklers and benefits in the run game, and both were also college returners, even though Weddle didn't return much at the NFL. However, Cooper DeJean is a bit bigger and looks bigger, and also there's a positional difference because Cooper DeJean played the majority of his snaps at the boundary, meanwhile Weddle played overall everywhere, but safety in the slot primarily. And I am giving Cooper DeJean a 6.44 prospect grade, also known as late first round grade. He's also 17th on my 2024 NFL draft big board and my 3rd best cornerback in the draft. I also think that Cooper DeJean could be a top 10 slot cornerback in the NFL, but overall, I think he'll be a great Swiss Army knife. I think he'll also go within the top 25 picks as well. I do think that Cooper DeJean would thrive best at the NFL level in the slot. This doesn't mean that I don't think he can play at the boundary, I just don't think he would thrive and excel there. His short area quickness, size, and ability in the run game and as a tackler, and his overall skill set is better for the slot in the modern day NFL. He could also play safety, but I would prefer him to go to the slot, but also he can sub into the boundary if needed. And he is also my third best cornerback in the class, behind Terrion Arnold and Quinyon Mitchell after watching all of their films. And I also think that DeJean's best fit is in a zone scheme. Teams like the Jaguars, Dolphins, and Rams are the best fit for him in the draft. But that's going to do it for my Cooper DeJean prospect breakdown. As always, like and subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments, as well as following my Twitter and my TikTok. And make sure you guys tune into my NFL draft stream on day 1 of the NFL draft, April 25th. But that's all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.